Hope Channel, changing lives.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to another interesting, exciting, and fun-filled episode of Real Talk. There's this popular saying that when you do not expect anything from anyone, you are never disappointed. I say this because I don't know about our story today. I don't know if it's about unmet expectations, pure greed, or just someone trying to struggle in life or trying to find a way to just live a fulfilled life. The weather is cold today, so I'm sure you guys are all cuddled up, ready to watch what is going to unfold on today's episode. This story, like I always say, was sent to us by someone out there who is going through some struggles. You also can send us your story through our WhatsApp number or email address so that we discuss and hopefully find a solution for you by the end of the discussion. You know, I always try to find you panelists who can give you their best, who can give you some solutions and have an idea of what we are talking about. And now we don't just limit ourselves to Ghana. We try and even we go outside Accra, even go outside Ghana to find panelists to help us with this story and any other story sent to us on Real Talk. I have amazing panelists joining me today too, 2 in the studio and 2 virtually, like we always do it. I'll go straight ahead and introduce my panelists to you, then we take a look at our story, then we dive into the discussion. So,
Why are you laughing?
I know, you asked people, why do you think?
You guys laughing.
Do you know she called me before the show?
I saw her message.
I'm sure you all know this gentleman, president of the manifest, Mr. Barnabas Bidieba. Actually, Auntie Ake, today we do Auntie Ake.
No. This is serious business.
Yes, so you are being serious. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
How have you been?
We did. Everything is fine with us by God's grace.
And the manifest?
By God's grace, we are managing.
How do you even manage that group? How do you manage them? Because I think it's a whole commitment, though.
Yes.
And the personalities in there.
Yes, since we have devoted our time for God's business, God always gives us the power to be able to do that.
Right. So you guys are doing amazing.
We thank God. We thank God.
Welcome to Real Talk, finally.
Yeah, finally, I'm here. This time around it's not family and friends.
Yeah. But talking about family and friends, how is the family? How is Christian? How's the...
By God's grace, she's doing great.
Yeah, it's been a while since I saw her. Yeah. Okay, then I'll say hi to her. Hello. It's been a while since I saw you. Hopefully I'll see you soon.
Yeah.
The next person in the studio is Akosia Owusu. Your last name, is it Ifa?
Feel free and say it. Don't be so tied up.
Okay.
It's not Ifa. Everybody is familiar with Ifa.
Yeah.
No, mine is Fa. Take the E off and say Fa. So Akosia Fa.
Oh, Akosia Fa.
Fa. Very simple.
Very, very simple. Yeah. How are you doing?
I'm great.
Are you ready for the discussion?
Yeah.
How has your week been?
Work. Nothing much. Work.
Just work, yeah.
I mean, you're trying to help everybody with water.
Which is very important.
Very, very important. Water is life.
Yeah, it is.
So I'm life. I give life. That's blasphemy.
I know, right? Immediately you said it, you were like, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Okay. Like I mentioned.
Sorry for my voice.
Oh, don't worry, it's fine. If you hadn't said it, we wouldn't have noticed that something with your voice. Like I mentioned, I have 2 amazing people joining me virtually. Mrs. Patience AJ, if you can hear me, joining me from the USA, Columbus. Hello, Patience.
Hello, can you hear me?
How are you doing today?
I am doing very well, thank you.
How is the state? I mean, you guys are obviously facing this COVID-19 way more than we are doing here back home. How are you guys faring? How is the family and everyone?
Everything is good. So far, so good with the COVID. It goes up and down, the rates and stuff. We are getting in the fall season, so the temperature is changing.
Right.
So that's a different thing here, and that is changing with the COVID too. The colder the weather, the more the rate goes up. So that's the challenge.
Yeah, but so far you guys are safe.
We are safe.
Oh,
my
great.
family
Thank God. Thank
and
God.
everyone in
Welcome
our
to
church
Real
is
Talk.
safe.
Okay, the next person joining me is from Kumasi, Jemima Oponwefrie. Jemima, can you hear me? Okay, Jemima, I can't hear you. I'll try and check in with you soon. So you guys, I mentioned we have a very, very interesting story. I don't know, like I said, if it's unmet expectations, if it is pure greed, or it's just someone trying to live and now faces all these issues. We'll take a look at our story, but I'll do so right after the break. Remember, you can watch us live on Facebook, Hope TV Ghana, on YouTube, Hope TV Ghana, or on Hope TV as well. And you can leave your comments down the comment section, and I'll make sure I read it as the discussion goes on. Go for a quick break. We'll take a look at our story, and then we'll come back and continue with the discussion. Jemima, I heard you're on, but we'll go for that break and come back. Then I will say hi to you again. So we'll be right back. Dear Real Talk, please, I desperately need your help. I am scared for my life. This whole issue started when I met this generous gentleman. He is very selfless and helpful. So when he asked me to be his girlfriend, I did not hesitate. We have been together for 3 years, and honestly, he has been so nice to me and my family. He helped with my school fees and general upkeep, even took care of my family. I have completed school now, working and earning a decent salary. Recently, he proposed marriage and asked me to find a suitable date for his family to come and see mine for the official knocking ceremony. I am in turmoil over this because I don't want to marry him. I appreciate him for what he's done for me, but I don't love him. I told him this and he was so hurt and angry we ended up arguing, which resulted in him saying if I am going to take him for a fool, then he gives me 3 days. Now I am afraid he is going to either kill me or make me go mad. Please help me. Welcome back from that quick break. Before we went on the break, I introduced my guests to you. I introduced Barnabas. I introduced Akosia, Patience. And now I'm going to introduce you to Jemima. Hello, Jemima.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well, and you?
I'm fine, thank you. It's good to have you back with us.
Yes, I'm glad to join you guys once again.
I hope you're ready for the discussion.
Oh, yes, I am.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us. And you guys, we just read our story to our viewers. And now they know why I was asking all those questions. So I'll just go in and ask your general take on the story, Barnabas.
Well, my general take on this issue is simple. First of all, we need to look at the beginning of the whole thing. And then also, because we can't blame the lady or the guy entirely.
Okay.
So we need to first of all look at the origin of these things, where these things all started, before we can be able to tackle these issues very well. So when I read the message you sent me, I realized that there is a lot of thing in it. See, one thing that we need to know as human beings is that some people expect benefit every time they do something for someone.
Okay.
And then I also realized that maybe during their friendship, something happened. Maybe you'll be the right person to tell us. Because these things, it hardly happens. See, the reason why I'm saying this is that maybe during the friendship, there was this little advances where the guy was trying to make, and then somehow the lady responded to the guy. So that thing really informed the gentleman that, listen, there's a way out. If I push hard, I can be able to, get something out of what I'm doing for her. So I believe that when we're able to get that thing, we can be able to resolve this issue within 20 minutes.
Within 20, okay. One of us thinks within 20 minutes we'll be able to resolve this issue. Do you agree, Akosia? What do you think is going on here? Your general take on the story?
My general take, somebody is hurt. But anyway, before I even start, I would like to greet our viewers.
Okay.
Yeah. I know people are watching.
Yeah. Before we end the show, you get the chance to say hi to some people.
Okay. But then everything I would say would be based on a one-sided story. Because if we are to also hear from the guy, our opinions here will definitely change.
Okay.
Yeah. But then I can see somebody is hurt, and obviously it's the guy, because he feels he has made, a lot of investment. But when you read the story, you would pick certain things that informed that decision that the lady also went ahead with the relationship. And obviously we need to establish that there was a relationship.
Yes.
Which had gone on for 3 years.
Yes.
And so we are expecting some in-depth communication from both sides for you to realize that, okay, we are all headed on the same level or not. But if I would just say something based on what I read, it looks as if there wasn't much communication, and then obviously the feelings were not mutual. That is what I am getting from it. And there was a lady who needed help at a certain point. You get it? And then she met this guy. And the guy was able to meet those needs, because how the lady describes the guy: generous, selfless, helpful. Yes. So it means that, and these are some things that ladies look on to say, okay, I would want to be with a guy. And there is nothing wrong with it, because a guy would also meet a lady, and what would attract the lady would be, oh, she's beautiful. And then they talk to the person, and probably they get something where, oh, I think I can move on with this lady. So there are so many, we all go in there with something that, if we are to break it down, it could be probably we are being greedy or being selfish, but we always look out for ourselves when it comes to a relationship. And I think that is what happened. Okay. But the thing is, there is no guarantee for a relationship. And that is what maybe going forward we should all accept. Even those who marry, which is legal, at a point after 20, 30 years, they wake up and say, due to irreconcilable differences, I'm walking away. There would have been lots of investment that have been made, but then everybody walks away. One party definitely gets hurt. So my take is, somebody is hurt, but we'll still have to find a solution to this problem.
Right, right. Patience, can you please tell us your take on the story? What's like your initial thoughts? What came to mind immediately you read the story?
Well, what I can say is for sure, definitely, these two people were not on the same page. That's for one. But I can say that there is nothing like free lunch. Sometimes people like free stuff. But in this world, there really isn't anything like free lunch. There's always some kind of thing that goes with that lunch that you get for free. While the lady was on more of a friends for benefit kind of thing, this guy is on a different level, that I am helping you get somewhere so we can go on to get married. So they were not on the same page, all right. But one way or the other, I can see that the guy is more of, let's do this to get married. The lady is more of, let's be friends for benefits so I can get what I want at this particular moment. That's my take on that. We need to find a solution to elaborate more.
Thank you, Patience. Jemima, please, what do you think is going on here?
Personally, my first take was, oh my gosh, these things again. So first I see, of course, the selfish lady, because deep down she really knew she didn't like the guy to that extent. And as ladies, we know that when men are giving us certain things, we know deep down if really the man really means the big thing or it's just playing around. We know, we have that instinct. Ladies, I think it's just a gift God gave to us. We know. So definitely she's selfish. However, there's also a guy who really did not communicate his intentions well. And of course, if you don't, you will be the one who might get hurt. Because if he had and really gotten to know the lady's intentions, then maybe he wouldn't have invested as he did. So there are two parties, and I think both just didn't do well by each other. The guy really did not do his due diligence well, communicating, really realizing how or what the girl or the lady really expects from him. And also the lady being selfish and keeping whatever intentions he has about the man to herself.
Right.
So I see these two parts, and it's really sad that these things happen. I mean, it's not the first time I'm hearing such news. It's sad. I think when we are true to ourselves and really what we expect from each other, we wouldn't hurt a party, or a situation wouldn't come like this where one party is really hurt by the other one. So that was really my general take on it.
Thank you so much, Jemima.
Before you go on, I think it tells us that now in our society, we need to really stop being superficial when it comes to our relationships. You get it? If you, the guy, you going, and then you know that, okay, after a month or two, you would definitely know that, okay, this is the lady I would want to be with. So we communicate. I think we should stop making the relationship just be around, I love you, I miss you, I miss you. I mean, once you get to know exactly what you want, and then just as she said, yeah, as ladies, we know. When you want to be with somebody, definitely you will know. So I think for this one, the lady probably just needed the money at that point, because if you read further, the lady says now she's done with school, got a job, she's getting a decent salary. So it means that now she's at a level where she's capable of taking care of herself, and now she has a choice to make. And she finds herself in this complicated relationship.
Right. I mean, one of us, you being the only man in the studio.
I want to say something here. You see, I want to say something. I want us to establish something here. You see, in my earlier submission, I made mention of, you see, in this world, there are people that they will do something in which they will expect something back. Not just that. You see, some people also sometimes manipulate others by using the law of reciprocity, where this is a very powerful, psychological principle that states that, you see, if I do something for you, you need to do something back. And at that point, it feels like I owe you, Evelyn. You see, in the earlier submission, I heard someone saying we sort of kind of blaming the lady. You see, in the earlier stages of their friendship, there was no contract. It's like, I am assuming that I love you. I assume that this girl loves me back. So the thing that we need to really think of is that thing. It's natural. It comes to us natural. The fact that I'm doing something for you, maybe one way or the other, I will be expecting something from you. You see, so we need to get that thing before we continue.
Right.
So that thing, the law of reciprocity, where you think that since I'm helping you, you need to help me back. I remember I had a story, the same story, where not too long ago, I met a lady where she was telling me about a story. Apparently, she was married for 10 years and she has never seen peace in the marriage. The reason is that the guy took care of her. So for the end, what she thinks is that she has to do something back.
That she owes him.
Yes. But meanwhile, that is not the plan of God. Maybe God used that person to just help you for that period. Of time.
Right. Then I think it takes me to my next question, where I would ask that, so in a situation like this, do you think it's advisable for men to be taking care of women they are in relationships with, like school fees, going as far as taking care of her family, general upkeep literally being her father, if I should say. You're not married to this person, but you guys are in a relationship, probably in the 3 years relationship. He even started before they entered into the relationship. Do you think it's advisable for men to take on such roles of taking care of women, their needs, and even their family?
I mean, I would say yes.
Okay.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with that, taking care of someone. But then we need to be careful. There's these two ways where there's this giving or helping someone with strings attached and helping someone without anything. Probably I can do something for you without, I mean, asking you for something. You understand?
Okay.
So we need to be sure. There are two ways of these things. I mean, giving or helping someone with strings attached, where you know at the end of the day, I'll get something from the person I'm helping. So if I have a genuine heart and I'm saying, listen, I want to take care of this person, I need to be sure that at the end of the day, I won't go beyond a certain, a certain limit. I need to be careful that this help that I'm helping that person is not that at the end of the day, I want him to come in. I want to marry, I want something in return. So for me, it is not wrong to help someone, but helping someone, make sure that there's no strings attached. If you love the person right from the onset, as our sister said, just let the person know that, listen, I love you, I want to help you, so that after your school, after taking care of you, probably I'll marry you. So we need to be
so that she accepts from the onset that if I am taking,
we should not assume that since I'm helping this lady, it means that I own her or I own him or something. We need to, right from the onset, you need to make it clear to the person that, listen, I love you, I want to take care of you. So at the end of your school, at the end of your whatever, I want to get married. So that whilst you guys are moving along, you guys will know that, listen, this is the deal that we have at the end of everything.
Right. I mean, Jemima, I'll come to you and then take your aspect as a woman. Should she have gone ahead and accepted all these helps when she knew she did not love him? I mean, somebody will say that, well, I think it was Patience that said there's no free lunch. So as she was taking it, accepting it on behalf of her family going ahead to take it, what was she expecting? So do you think she should have said, oh no, because I don't feel like this towards you, I can't take your money? Or she should have accepted and then said, but I didn't say I'll marry you.
You know, this is a very dicey question. Very, very dicey. Because, hey, in this modern era that we're in, there's nobody who's going to refuse such nice offers, you know? So for me, I'm not going to say no, because I know if it was me, I would actually really take it. But the issue is, I would really tell you if I don't want to marry you. Your expectations, control them. And as our brother was saying, there's nothing wrong in helping people. But you see, I think if it was in the 20th century, where women would just choose to marry someone because of the gifts or the good things the person has done for her. But in our 21st century, women are now in tune with our emotions, and we are also craving for happiness. So it's not just pleasing you because you helped me, but it's also me being happy with you. If I'm not, then I wouldn't want to be with you. So yes, I'm going to receive gifts if you are choosing to offer them, to give them, I should say. But then I think I should be clear, or the ladies should be clear, that in as much as you're willing to give me all this, I do not want to marry you. I don't have the same feelings with you. I don't have the same connections or emotional whatever with you. If the guy is okay with it, and he still chooses to do that, then it's fine. Because after all, I have really let you know how I feel about this whole thing. There's some guys who actually go ahead and do it. But the idea of really not letting the person know your intentions, and you know he's expecting something, and you keep on receiving and receiving, I think it's just not fair on the guy's part. Let the guy know your intentions. If he's still fine, then fine. I'll receive anything you give me, because I have told you I don't want a relationship.
Right.
Yeah, so let's just be fair to each other. That's all.
Okay, Patience, I'll come to you with the same question. I mean, are you also of the opinion that she should have accepted the gift, or you're thinking, since she knew she did not love this gentleman, she should have gone ahead from the beginning and said, I can't take your money, I can't take these gifts because I can't give you what you are expecting?
Okay, so what I can say about that is, like I was saying earlier, there really isn't anything like free lunch. And they're helping you that so that one time at some point, if they don't have and they ask you, you will give. So yes, they may say they are not expecting anything right now, but if they ask you and you don't give them, then they will refer you to when they helped you. So if you're willing to refer the person back, then that means you really was expecting something from them. So when I say there's nothing like free lunch, that's what I mean. It goes way beyond just that situation. Now, her accepting it, you gotta know that if you're accepting it, then you should know that he's also expecting something back from you. So one way or the other, they may say, oh, it's okay if you don't feel the same way about me. I choose to give it anyway. How long are you gonna keep accepting these things for free? I mean, it goes a long way. How long do you think you really can accept these things for free? Let's say you choose to accept them. Wait till he sees you with another guy, then the jealousy thing kicks in automatically. Because even though he may say that, okay, I'm not interested for you to be in a relationship with me, I'm just giving this as a gift. And I have understand what you're saying. You're not feeling the same way about me, but I choose to give it to you anyway. Okay. Then you keep taking it. Okay, I'm getting free stuff. I'm going to keep taking it. It's going to get to the point where you can't have your own life anymore because he sees you with a guy, he complains. He sees you do this, he gets jealous. He sees you do this, he gets jealous. So, yes, you may think you're getting something for free, but eventually, when this guy doesn't give you your life, then you start regretting it. So I would say, if you don't want it, don't take it because he's going to want something back from you. So if you don't think you can give that thing back to the person, don't take their gifts. That's why.
Patience says, if you don't want it, do not take it. But then in the story, she said he proposed to me for me to be his girlfriend.
I was coming to
and
that,
then I
actually.
agreed to it. And then he says he wants to marry, and I'm saying, but so my question is, when she said he has to be in the girlfriend, what was she expecting?
Good. I was coming to
along
that.
the way.
I
don't get that. Like, what would inform her to say yes to a proposal to be a girlfriend and no to a proposal to be a wife? Yeah. Or it was, can we be safe to say she was happy about taking the money still?
Yeah, you see, that's why I say that the girl is not that innocent. And as women, we always know. I mean, I always know. I mean, so sometimes I say that we should try and be comfortable when we are a little bit hard up. But nowadays, women really just want to be comfortable throughout. But here, the story, she's not that innocent because she based her relationship on the fact that the guy is generous, the guy is helpful, the guy is selfless. So when he asked her to be the girlfriend, she didn't hesitate. But then it also comes back to the guy that once you have asked somebody to be your girlfriend, it doesn't necessarily mean that you guys are going to end up together. So that's why I'm saying that we should move away from the I love yous, the I miss yous, that superficial stuff when you are with somebody. And then we should also be able to accept that a relationship can end anytime. It doesn't matter the investment I've put in. So then you, the guy, should be circumspect when you're giving something out. I'm giving money to Ben. Do I give that amount of money even to my parents when they ask? And then as a lady, she was with the guy for 3 years. So you will get to know certain things. You see, you are just there receiving. Right. How is even his relationship with the family? When they call, how does he even talk to the parents on the phone? That should tell you that, hey, okay, me receiving stuff from this guy, it will get to a point that probably he might come in with a proposal. Am I ready? How is he going to act? You get it? And then she even goes back to talk about the threat. That should even tell you that probably there had been some conversation about his past relationship that would even inform the fact that now she's even scared for her life. You get it? So many things might have gone on. And that's why, and then I do agree with some of the things that Patience said. We should be honest. in our relationship with people, because it's someone's emotions that you are dealing with. And I can't also, I mean, right now we are quantifying the things probably in monetary value. Maybe the lady also put in a lot of things, you get it, that we really can't tell. And then, just as we are always saying, we the women, we should also assess before you even give your consent to want to be with somebody. Look at the level you are now. Project into the future. So in about 5 years, I might get a job. I'll be done with school, get a job. Will I still want to be with this guy? Before then, you open yourself to accepting things. And then we should just be comfortable when we are a little bit hard up. Let's be, I mean, content with the little that we can. Yeah, then we don't put ourselves in a very complex and complicated issue like the lady finds herself.
So I think I think the first mistake has been established now. So the guy proposed to the lady.
Yes.
And then
I want you to be my girlfriend. She said, oh yes, why not?
Yeah. See, this comes to the law of reciprocity.
Again.
You see, where she felt it that, wow, this guy is helping me. Let me also try and also do something for him, let's say, to accept it. So she came back to her senses maybe during the relationship that, listen, this thing won't help me. So I need to back off. So we need to be very careful when, as our sister said, you see, when someone is helping you see, the girl was giving the guy some accolades. I mean, she's generous, she's that, she's this, she's that. We need to be very careful when someone is helping us. Very careful, we need to be vigilant. Where it's about probably, as the guy is helping me, I need to also do something in return. That is where the problem is. As soon as you give him something in return, then the whole issue will happen. So as again, if you come back and tell the guy that, listen, I'm not interested in the whole thing, man, you're putting the guy in a very tough corner.
Yeah. Right. I couldn't agree with you more. We'd have to go for a quick break. When we come back, we will look at some other questions. If she should give back all his money, I mean, if she accepted to be with him for 3 years, maybe she can accept the marriage and then hopefully she'll grow to love him. We'll also look at how, if she really has a reason to be afraid for her life, and many more questions. This and many more will be discussed right after the break. Do not go anywhere. This is Real Talk. We will be right back.
Hello, my dear family, my friend, my big brothers and my sisters. Today is another day on Family Life.
School is an extension of the home. Then the teacher's role actually goes beyond just teaching.
Some people say that insurance is like a parachute. Okay? Insurance, you know when you need a parachute? When you drop from an airplane or from a cliff, and then just when you land, your parachute has to come alive and then carry you. So insurance is like that. If you don't have it when you need it, you will never need it again, because you are going to die anyway.
So when you let stress come over you and people are saying this, and because for our society, if you don't have a child, but please, you have your own timetable, and God have a special timetable for you.
Self-care is so important right now. If you are not alive tomorrow, you can't get the job that will be available tomorrow. So when you are going through all these job crises, whether you've lost your job, about to lose your job, or believe you are not even going to lose your job, think about your health first.
Family Life, every Thursdays at 8 p.m.
Three, 2, 1. Ignition and liftoff of Ares 1X. Testing concepts for the future of new rocket design.
All the best inventions in the world started with one thing: imagination. However, imagination alone is not enough to bring invention to life. Imaginations are nurtured through learning practical science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. This is how to develop ideas into reality. Now imagine Imagine the future of Ghana with 60% population in STEM fields. That future starts now with the GH for STEM Junior Experimenters of Science Juniors Challenge. Watch how junior high school students from across Ghana bring STEM ideas to reality using some of the most basic materials they find in the environment. Visit www.wegoinnovate.org and follow at WeGoInnovate on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter for more information. GH for STEM Junior Experimenters of Science Juniors Challenge is a We Go Innovate initiative produced in partnership with Ghana Association of Science Teachers, GAST, Ghana STEM Network, GH Scientific, and Exploratory.
Welcome back from that quick break. We are still discussing the story of this young lady who met a selfless, generous gentleman. He took care of her fees, took care of her family. Now she's working, thanks be to God, and earning a decent salary. And the man proposed marriage, but she realized, nah, I don't love you after all. The man got upset and told her, somebody would probably say, the man literally told her, he gives her 3 days if she's going to make a fool out of him. So she's very scared for her life and wondering what she should do. Before we continue the discussion, I'd like to read some of your comments coming in. This one is from Ruth. Jisa Ruth says, my sister, you shouldn't have started what you couldn't finish. Well, keep quiet and continue the marriage. Oh, just as you and your family enjoyed. I beg, continue like that. Pearl Adesoya says, I wonder what advice she needs. When she and her family were enjoying, what did she expect? And she even accepted to be his girlfriend too. What did she want? To date and break up, and nah, the confusion is real. Thomas Owusu says, I believe you were very sure of his intentions and you never made it clear to him you don't like him as a husband. For him to propose was just an official requirement. He was very sure you wouldn't turn him down, so your rejection is a big blow and a shock to him. This is not fair at all. I believe time will heal his wound. Just protect yourself from any harm he may have in mind and approach him with some delegates to settle the matter. Jemima Asantua says, if you don't love him, why did you allow him to take care of you and your family? If he even makes it will have an effect on you. Okay. Obapa Kodia says, I always say to my peers that most married persons are suffering in this life, especially after marriage, because of some stupid and wicked acts their partners did in their youthful age. My sister, you think if he tells you that you can go, you will ever get peace and happiness? You might get that in the early stage, but Masa, you reap it indirectly, even from where you weren't thinking of. Okay. Kofi Bache says, and you think he was spending on you and your family because he hasn't seen your likes before, or he was a fool. You knew why he was doing that. He wouldn't just spend on you because he's not an NGO. Who takes care of ladies and their family? Kindly sit him down and talk to him and talk to his understanding, and if he doesn't listen, you have yourself to be blamed. Okay. Kwamina says, what is your understanding of girlfriend? To the African girl, girlfriend or boyfriend means a relationship that must end in marriage. If that was both of you, your understanding of girlfriend and boyfriend relationship, then by accepting all the goodies, you understood that the relationship will eventually end in marriage. This is not the time to back down. After he had officially proposed marriage, a case without a cause is said will not stand. Unfortunately, my dear, there is ground for case to stand. That is if he chooses to take that course. A lot of comments are coming in. I'll try and read them as we go on with the program. But I'll quickly ask my next question. Maybe to you, Patience. Patience, I'll ask that, well, if she accepted the proposal to be a girlfriend, I mean, she must have liked him enough to be a girlfriend. Someone will say, go into the marriage, hopefully you grow to love him. After all, I mean, what is the worst that can happen? He takes care of you well, he provides for you, he'll be a good husband. So just go into the marriage, hopefully one day you wake up and then you realize that he's the love of your life. Do you think she can take this course to prevent all these wahala that is going on in her life?
Okay, thank you very much. My take on that is never go into a marriage that you don't think will last. At this particular point, the the lady would more than likely be doing the guy a huge favor for not going into the marriage. Because if she accepts to go into this marriage that she knows she doesn't love him, the marriage is going to collapse one way or the other. So it would be more favorable to this guy not to even enter into this marriage that is not going to last anyway. So she will be doing him a favor not to even go into this, and herself a favor not to fornicate, whatever, when they go into this marriage. So I would say at this point, don't push for it. Don't push for it to still want to make this thing work and let me get in the marriage and maybe in the future we're gonna love each other, we're gonna live happily ever after. Those kind of things are like comic books. It doesn't really always happen that way, that the love is gonna grow when we start the marriage. No, if you know it's not gonna work, Ellen White says even if it's just a day left for you to get married and you have second doubts and thought, it's better not to go ahead than to go into the marriage and divorce. So it is so much better that she doesn't push and force herself to love this person. The mistake she did was to take all these things in the first place. And please, guys, I know this question will probably come up later, but please, guys, she is not your responsibilities until she's your wife. So guys need to stop doing this. She is not your responsibility to try to make her have everything in this world. I gotta shower her with gifts. I gotta make sure I take her to school. I gotta make sure I do all these things for this lady. She is not your responsibilities until you get married to her. So don't try to buy love. You can't really buy love. Those kind of love doesn't last.
Right. That kind of love does not last. Jemima, I'll come and ask that. Do you think she can sit down, calculate how much he has spent on her and her entire family and give him back his money? Maybe that will cool him down. After all, she's working and earning a good amount of salary. Do you think that's the route she should take? Jemima? Hello? Okay, I can't seem to hear Jemima.
Hello?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I don't think that's really what the guy wants. It's not really about the money. It's about he feels used and maybe he really loves the girl, you know, and was expecting more than just money. Probably he's okay financially. He's stable, you know. So it's not really about the money. It's probably about the deception, the fact that he's losing her, and you know, maybe the time investment and everything. For the lady sitting down and quantifying everything, I doubt, because he really took care of the family too. So now I just don't know. For 3 years, maybe every time he visits, he gets something for your mom, for your dad, for your siblings. I mean, how would you even calculate all this? Is it possible? I don't know. But money can just never buy the hurt you caused someone else. It just can't. Just as money can't buy love. I support what Patience said 100%. I actually feel like I wish this was the guy's story, because it's like he's the one who's the victim here. Because the girl is cool. After all, she kind of led him on. So I really hope that the guy can also listen to this and know that it's a blessing for him just not to marry this woman. Because if he pushes things, it might just be the worst experience that he'll ever experience. Because the worst thing is to marry a woman who doesn't love you. That's it. There just wouldn't be peace. For quantifying the money, I don't think the lady can. If she can, I'm wondering if she can, because I don't think she's even had enough savings to be able to pay for 3 years of someone's investment school. If, let's say, she was in university or in diploma, tuition, like how? Is it possible? Will she get a loan in this crisis? I don't think so. So as someone really suggested, she should take delegates to the guy's house to really go apologize so that the guy will feel okay and just move on. Right.
I mean, sometimes they say that rejection is God's protection in some cases. Yes. So, but I want to ask that, does she really have a cause to be afraid? Because she's very, very scared for her life. the 3 days she's counting. I don't think she's sleeping. She's probably fasting and praying that, oh God, touch his heart. Because she, you know, I think the more reason why she's afraid is because she knows she's sort of used the guy. Yeah. So, like they say, when you've done something to someone, when the person even does, you are worried. But does she really have a legitimate cause to be scared for her life?
You see, in as much as I think the lady feels very guilty, I think in this case, the lady has to find a very polite way of kind of meeting up the guy, as our sister said. Yeah. You see, maybe we have good elders and pastors in our church. Well, I think it's about time maybe they have to involve these people to be able to try to resolve this issue, because the whole thing it didn't start well. You see, so they have to find, she has to find ways and means where she can involve these church leaders or elders to be able to go to the guy and then also try in a very polite way to, you know, apologize to the guy, because assuming the guy says he wants to kind of, I mean, charge you, the guy is insisting that kindly pay me everything, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for the lady. I mean, the guy will find a ways or means to kind of frustrate her for the rest of her life. Yeah. She'll frustrate her for the rest of her life. But I believe that we have leaders who can be able to help this matter so that they can call both of them to resolve the issue. As Pat said, the girl should not tempt to go into the marriage, because if she tries it, man, that will be her end. You see, that because now her instance is telling her that I don't love the guy. And then marriage is supposed to be mutual. You see, marriage is supposed not to be based on something, based on the thing that you did for, because of the water, because of the money, I had to kind of, I mean, pay back with marriage, which it doesn't work that way. Marriage has to be on a very mutual way, where it doesn't mean that we are basing on this to you know, get married. So I think she should involve the church leadership so that they can call both of them to resolve this issues amicably. Okay.
But you haven't said it though. Does she have a cause to be afraid for her life? Yeah,
now she feels, that's why I said she's in as much as she feels very guilty. Now she's very guilty. That is what is, I mean, bothering her now. Oh, okay. I mean, but when she's able to make the steps, after resolving the issue, I think all the anxieties and everything will go.
Okay. What do you think, Agosia? Does she have a reason to be afraid?
It shouldn't really get to that point where the lady should feel threatened.
They've given her 3 days. You say she should be.
No, I'm just saying in a relationship, I mean, people should be able to walk in freely and walk out freely. You get it? But for it to get to this point, that's what I'm saying, for 3 years, definitely there could have been some utterances from the guy. And then when you're in a relationship with someone, they tend to consciously or unconsciously tell you some of their past relationships, probably how they dealt with it. And so that is what could be informing her for her to be this scared. But really, it shouldn't get to that point. I mean, marriages even end. But then she shouldn't also take it lightly with her coming out boldly to say she's scared she might even go mad or die from it. So it means that, just as my brother was saying, she needs to get people to talk. And then this is where I'm sitting there thinking, so the parents, when the guy was paying the school fees, and then
I know, right?
And every semester or year you were there not paying fees, and then the lady might probably be bringing you money. Me, for instance, my parents would have known that it's this guy who is giving me money.
And for all you know, the parents are not in support of her decision of not to marry, because he's taking care of them.
So what advice are they also giving to the lady? So if it's come to this point, it means that everybody needs to join hands. And then go and sort of pacify the guy, because he's peeved. He's hurt. he feels used.
Yeah, rightly so.
But then the girl too can also say, I feel used, if we also get to know the nitty-gritties of their relationship though.
I feel like if she had that,
if she also opens up when it comes to things that she did that we are not quantifying monetary terms, it could balance it out, but we can't say that. But then for me, I mean, when I talk to people about this issue, a guy even says that he blames the guy 60%. And the lady 40%, I mean, because you can't just go in throwing money, thinking you are definitely going to end up being with this lady.
Right.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's threat. Recently, somebody followed the wife and shot him and made sure she died.
Yes.
So, I mean, she has to take it serious and act upon it. So, if it needs calling people to sit the guy down and talk to him, and just as they are all saying, you cannot walk into this marriage. And the guy should even be happy that the lady has come out like this. Because for me, I can't even marry the guy once I will feel that the guy will even doubt it now. If I come back suddenly to say, oh, let's get married. Because it means I'm acting out of fear, I'm acting out of gratitude, and definitely not acting out of love. And now we have lots of married women cheating openly on their husbands. So, I mean, he should just walk out.
Before you move to the next person, see, the lady should not take the guy's threats
lightly. Yeah.
You know, recently what happened in Cape Coast.
Yeah.
And other issues, the pastor issue. So there's something that she has to be very careful. She has to go all out to make sure that this case has been settled.
If
she has to go to the top to make sure that this case will be resolved, she has to do it as soon as possible. Because it might happen, because as you say, the guy is peaked. I mean, the guy also is going through a lot. She's going through a whole lot, the anxiety, the pain.
The heartbreak, because he's heartbroken.
That's very painful. So as soon as possible, she should never take this threat for granted. You should, make sure that she'll go all out to make sure that peace will prevail.
Patience, just quickly, I would ask you that what would you tell men in similar situations? Would you, if you had a brother, would you go ahead and advise him to spend on a woman he's not married to? I mean, what is your general, if I should say, advice to men who find themselves in such a... Now, women say that I need to know he can take care of me, so he should be able to do that. What would you tell such men or men in such situations?
Okay. Goes along with what I said previously. She is not your responsibility until you are married. So men need to not do that. I don't think, and like I said, you really can't say you are doing it because you just care for that person. It's emotions. You're a human. You may say, okay, I'm not expecting anything back. I'm just going to give these things to her because I think she's a good person. Eventually, the more you give things to her, the more you expect things from her, because you anything she does, it kind of affects you eventually, because it's emotions and you're human. So any guy out there hearing us, trying to buy love from girls, trying to give gifts, trying to just get ladies' attention with your money. Money really can't buy love. It can buy lust. So a woman may think that they love you because of the things you're showering them with. Deep down, because they are only following the money, if anything happens to your money, they're gone. Okay? Like, they're gone. It's reality. Because they only came for the money. And now you don't have the money anymore. They're not going to stay. Don't expect them to stay because they came for the money. And that's my whole point. Your money is not going to buy the love. It's going to buy a lust. And lust doesn't go a very long way. It will end at some point when that last thing, the thing they lust after, is not there anymore. Then they're gone. So men out there, my advice out there, that lady is not your responsibility if she is not your wife. Don't waste so much money trying to spend on them thinking that they're going to eventually love you for that. And that's not a good reason to love anybody.
Okay, okay. Patience has said her bits there. I mean, Jemima, our time is fast spent. I would ask that finally, in just a sentence, what do you think she should do? And also, what would you tell women who find themselves in relationships where they are being taken care of and their families are being taken care of? Should they go ahead and sit down, aloof, and collect all the money? Or they have to be proactive and then do what is right?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so the first thing I would advise her to do is, in the quest for peace, I guess she should really sit with her family, her parents, and tell her exactly what is going on. Maybe the family doesn't even know that she has rejected him, and this is what he's feeling, or how he's feeling, or what he really wants to do. So she should discuss it with the parents, and then I believe as adults, as her parents would be, they'll definitely see light into going to see the guy and really apologizing and just bringing out peace. The guy needs to, I guess the guy needs to be, his heart needs to be softened. Because as we've all said, he's really pissed, he's peeved, he's mad, he's frustrated because he feels used. And as you even said, obviously the lady also knows she used him. And that's why she's really worried. So in the quest for peace, because obviously she's not supposed to also take lightly the threats, she should talk with her family. And then if they would also need more delegates based on who the guy is, how he is, they should involve people that the guy really respects, so that they really go meet with him, talk with him for him to sober down. Now, for ladies that are receiving such from guys, I guess I should say they should really be careful, especially if you don't really have intentions of finally settling with the guy. As Patience said earlier, there's nothing free in this world anymore. Not in 21st century. Everybody who's giving something is expecting something back. So if you really don't want to live with this person, you can't marry this guy. And as ladies, we know that this guy, I do not want to wake up one day sleeping next to him. You know that. So if you know that's not the kind of man you want, just don't receive things. If especially the guy also expects such in return. But I mean, if you guys are in a relationship and you're planning for marriage and other things, I guess it's fine. That's just my opinion. But if you really don't have those kind of intentions, we shouldn't really be doing that. We should rather empower ourselves to be independent, to get our money, and to use it as we want, or as we wish.
Yes.
So that's what I.
Okay. Thank you so much. Yes. Finally, what should she do? Yeah.
What I want to say generally is that, before I come back to the ladies, we can always help people, but to take care of a lady or a guy,
that's too much.
You are not married to the extent of paying school fees,
taking care of family,
and all of that is a big no. But honesty, as they say, is a very kind relationship. When it comes to relationship, very, very imperative. And ladies, you need to be vigilant. Open your eyes. Ask questions. Listen, bruh, the 5,000 you're giving me now, please, is it a loan? Or, I mean, you are giving me because you need, see, we need to ask, we need to do, have an open conversation. Ask questions. Just don't take the money or take the gift from the guy, assuming the guy is from heaven. No. We should ask questions. Please, this money you're giving me, please, will you need something in return or no? So that if you can even do it in text messaging, in future, the Lord of heaven knows your heart.
Yes.
That right from the beginning, you never ever make any assurances to the guy or the guy, the gentleman, or the, what do you call it, the lady. So ladies, please be vigilant. Open your eyes and ask questions. Don't give accolades. Don't just give praises to someone who is taking care of you, but rather ask questions, so that at the end of the day, we won't come to this point.
Right. Finally, what should she do in a sentence?
Well, as I said in my earlier submissions, once you should as our sister also just said, see, you should just as soon as possible meet. You should never take this. I mean, she should be very keen on that. Make sure that as soon as possible she will see somebody or the church leaders or somebody who is close to just go to the guy and try to settle the thing peacefully. Other than that, it will continue to hurt the lady and the guy till maybe something happens.
Till something happens. Akosia, finally, your last words. What should she do?
She?
Yeah.
The guy. I would just advise the guy not to take that hurt into another relationship. I mean, he should try and get over it, and then not let another lady bear the pains of what someone did to him. And for the lady, I do agree with what my brother said. Yeah, we always know. We know, Papa. And you see, Ghanaians and diplomacy, I say, yes, sure, to me, anybody going to this kind of money, you know that thing. We know. Yeah. Me, if I'm taking money from somebody, I know that eventually something will be asked in return. Right. But my friend who said, now why the war so good anymore?
Yeah, that's true.
You get it?
Yeah.
I mean, so we should just be careful. When we are taking money from people, we should just be careful. And then we should speak up and be open, have open and honest conversations in our relationship. As I said from the beginning, we should just not rest on, I love you, I miss you, I miss you. We should have in-depth conversations when we have a relationship with people.
Okay.
And please let me say something, please. I know your time is up. There's a quote one pastor said, Pastor Nanani Mako, I want to quote it. He said that relationships must thrive on principles, not on feelings and selfishness.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you. That's deep. I'm reading the comments from Ni. Are you in there? Just some few seconds. You can say hi to anybody you want to say that to. And then right after you will be Jemima, then my guest in the studio. So Patience, if you can hear me.
Okay, yes. I've been out here for a while now, about over 18 years now. But I still remember some few friends. Rita, Rachel, Gifty, Victoria, I say hi to them if they hear me out there. Of course, my dad is there, Dr. Sampa. As everyone already knows them, I say hi to them. Over in the U.S., Columbus Ghanaian SCA Church. Right. That's my church out here. And my one good friend, Abigail in New York.
Okay. Thank you, Patience. Jemima.
Hi, I hope you can hear me.
I can't hear you.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, so I'm just gonna send out greetings to my church, Penal Seventh-day Adventist Church here at Kumasi. Shout out to Lottie for watching. Shout out to Kweku, to Ahin, and to actually Valley University as a whole, and all my friends around the globe watching.
Okay, thank you.
Facebook. Shout out to everybody.
Okay, Akosia.
Oh, my parents are watching. My dad, he says I should give him a shout out. So a shout out to my favorite person in the world, Ejausu. That's how everybody knows him. Very popular in Agric in Zuma. So, and my mom and my brother's wife is also watching. My sweet girl, Akosia. Asumje, a lot of my girls, Fiska is also keenly watching. She's my manager.
Right.
and all my friends.
All your friends, yeah.
All those watching who know me.
Okay. So greetings from abroad. All right, so greetings. I want to take this opportunity to greet my wife, Christiana Obey. Hey, Mrs. Christiana Achena Bidiaba. My boy, Fifi, and then Abuna. My mother-in-law. My father-in-law, and then my mother, my father, and then my manifest team.
I was just waiting
very
for
stubborn.
You. Yes.
See, especially Kweku, and then Derek. I mean, I greet them all.
Okay. You guys, I'd like to thank you for making it on the show. It's been amazing. You guys in the studio, and you guys who joined me via Zoom. You guys you've done an amazing job. I'm sure the woman can sleep now. And wouldn't be so bothered.
So.
Yes, so if you do take all the advice that has been shared on the show, I'm sure you'll be fine. Like they said, find people, try and talk to this guy. But then if the gentleman, if he really wants to pursue this, you can do it by going through the law. You can actually sue and you be compensated. So you do have a case if you really want to take it to that extent. So just so you don't go about throwing out, you will see 3 days. If anything should happen to this lady and if it has nothing to do with you, they would have a case and say the last person who threatened her was you. So if you're really that upset, then I would advise that you go through the ways of the law and then do it the right way. Sue her, get your compensation. I don't think that will bring you some happiness, but if you will, then I would advise you to do that. Thank you guys so much for watching the show. You are amazing. You keep allowing us into your homes every Wednesday evening. The only candid show on your TVs today. Continue to enjoy the rest of our content. We have Calvary Hour, Healthy Living, Family Life, Let Us Pray. So many contents on Hope TV. I'll be back same time next week. Have an amazing evening and see you next week on Hope TV. Have a good night.